Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the top altcoins available on Coinbase. If there are any other altcoins on Coinbase you would like for me to do some quick technical analysis on, please comment those below. Starting off here in greed, we are up into greed, and we had a pretty big bounce. As you can see here, we are in this overall downtrend from greed to fear. And we dipped down quite a bit as Bitcoin, I believe it got to the 100-day moving average. We'll look at the charts and confirm. But then it had a nice bounce up. I think Bitcoin's around like 64,000 right now. Overall, the last year, we've been in this uptrend, but since March, we've been in this downtrend. And just taking a look at the macro-wise, let's remind you that here in 2020, last time greed was up that high, Bitcoin was making new all-time highs. So I'm sure if Bitcoin gets into new all-time high territory, we're going to get back up here again. And the two tops for Bitcoin, let's take a look at the rainbow chart. These two tops right here, when we were in these red zones, so right here, that's where greed was the highest, by the way, on that chart. So it's not a perfect correlation. When it was up here, you can see that it's like March, April. When it was up there, you can see greed still came down a little bit. So as long as we're up here in like the 70s, 80s range, that's pretty good. The eventual top it made was in November. And then the new Bitcoin high we just made, and that's why greed spiked right there. So going over to the top altcoins, well, let's first of all just take a look where we're at here on the rainbow chart. We're down in this accumulate zone, so there shouldn't be too bad of deals on some of the altcoins. We'll take a look at some of the structure. Things in crypto and altcoins, they can move a lot faster. And we did recently pass the halving too. And the alt season index, let's put this on a bigger time frame. So alt season, we are in this uptrend and we are looking forward to really blast off up here. We haven't been at these levels since, well, early 2018 when all the alts just went parabolic. 2017, December 2017 was the Bitcoin top. Altcoins went up until, I want to say it's like the first week of January, and then it came down. But you can see these three peaks right here. The true alt season, I would say, was in here. I remember that's when a lot of the altcoins I saw on Coinbase were blasting off. And going over to Bitcoin before we get into our altcoins real quick, yeah, you can see here we're on the daily time frame. Bitcoin, it had about a 20% correction to the, I believe, yep, that's the 786. And is this, I want to make sure our fib is on log scale. Oh, no, it isn't. All right, 786 those are my dogs going nuts right now. 786 is a little lower. Sorry about that. But it got down to the 100 moving average bounce up. I have it on Heikin-Ashi candles, and I would like to see on the daily a close above the 50 to tell me that maybe we're getting up a little higher. Right now we have these lower highs and lower lows. And so if we could even close around the 67,000 range, I think that would confirm. So first we have to get above the 50-day moving average, and then I'd say a close up here. So we're getting a higher high from this point. That would tell me there's a change in trend. So that's what we have for Bitcoin. And another thing to look for as far as alt season are two quick things you can take a look at. We'll zoom out to the weekly. You see these two big dumps right here. This is Bitcoin dominance, and 55% of the overall money that's in crypto is in Bitcoin. And so, sorry, emails. And so when we have these dumps, you can see here from December to January, that dump coincided with alt season. So when Bitcoin dominance dumps, and these are both times, you can see here from late March to early May, there's about 2 weeks to 2 months in there when Bitcoin dominance tanks this low 40 percentile. That's when altcoins can dump. Another indicator we can take a look at, let me take this off log. This is the tether dominance, and I can throw up the RSI on here in a second, but we touch this tether dominance line every time we're hitting a local top, and it might be the very top where we have alt season, or maybe it's just a local top for Bitcoin and crypto in general. If I was to throw on the RSI when I put it on the weekly, when the RSI is under 50, which I'm curious if it got back above 50, when it's under 50, that still tells me there's a bullish chance that alt season can come. But last I checked, let's confirm where we're at. Yeah, the RSI is getting close up to 50. So if the RSI gets above 50 here, I'll change my opinion that alt season isn't going to, or at least one phase of it, isn't going to happen that soon, and that it would come later. So we might bounce off this tether dominance line and then come back down to it, maybe 4-year cycle later 2025, or maybe later this year. Maybe we just get some bounce off these moving averages and then come back down. So we'll see. Just a couple ways to tell if we are getting close to alt season. But yeah, right now we're having a good bounce. So that tells me there's probably a local top there. So first, let's go to Ethereum, the top altcoin there is. And with Ethereum, what do you notice? We got to the 786, came down, touched a 0.5 at around $2,876, and are coming back up. The RSI, you can see it's coming down a little bit. You know what? I'm going to take the RSI off and I'm going to put on our buy-sell signal indicators because I like those more. So with Ethereum, as far as that's why it is. It didn't have it on auto. As far as the sell signal, you can see it got us down to the 20-week moving average. So it's probably around the 100, 200-day moving average. Yep. Got down underneath the 100. Didn't get to the 200, but it is coming back up. So I would like to see Ethereum change this trend again. We have lower highs from here and lower lows. So far it's in a downtrend, but if we start to break up above the 50 and the 786, those would be two good signs to argue or make the argument that we're getting up higher. So as far as value on Ethereum, we have a recent buy signal on the daily. I prefer on the weekly, but that would mean you are taking a greater risk of, two ways to put it. If you were to buy it now, just based on the daily, trying to front run it, you're taking a risk that this is just a fake out on the daily, and the weekly is going to keep putting in red candles. When the weekly does eventually turn around and show a buy signal, and buy signals, TA, it isn't everything. It's not 100% guaranteed, just things we can try to put in to increase the odds in your favor. By the time we get a buy signal on the weekly, the price might be up a little higher. So if you're looking for some deeper value, feeling a little bit more aggressive, my rule of thumb when I look at dollar cost averaging in, long term, I like when the price at the very least is near the 200-day or the 50-week moving averages. So if it did get down there, I'd feel better about it, but right now, not so much. Next, let's go to Dogecoin. And Doge, we got to put this on crypto. And what do we see here? So Doge, it spent all this time here, like at around 7 cents, 7 to 8, 9 cents. Got up as high as 23 and has been coming down a little bit. So Doge not looking super awesome there on the weekly. On the daily, what do we notice? Doge nicely. Remember what I just said about dollar cost averaging in beginning at the 200-day or the 50-week? That is a strong area for buyers. The 50-week, by the way, the orange line, that's on the daily. But the 50-week, for a lot of stocks, is a strong area to bounce off of to continue bullish momentum. I know we're not talking about stocks, but all the same, those are two great areas. And when we get under the 50-week, that tends to show us that we're reversing into a bear market or a larger bearish trend there. So we all knew a correction was going to come. We just don't know to what degree it's really going to be. So yeah, as far as Doge, got down to as low as around 12 cents. I would like to see a full candle body close on the Heikin-Ashi above the 50. I am happy to see part of the candle above the 50, but if we can close completely above this 15, 7, or even 16 cent range, I'd say that's looking good. And, it's possible Doge maybe getting ready to go a bit higher. So Yeah, anything else to consider? I guess here the 0.5, that'd be the other thing. The 0.5 on this fib, we got above it briefly and then came back under. So if we can get above and stay above the 0.5, 20-cent range, that could be even more bullish to eventual highs, wherever that may be. And just one last thing before I move on to Chainlink. Altcoins, I've seen this from the 2017 altcoins to the 2021 altcoins. Let me go over here. So when I first got into crypto, I was in a half a dozen altcoins in here, and some I made really great profits off of, like Tron, District OX. There's another one I'm forgetting the name of. However, by the time we got here, there were altcoins that I noticed did not run anywhere near as hard or as well as back here. Some altcoins didn't even make new all-time highs. So do know you are taking that risk. One thing I do like about some of the older altcoins is we have all this chart, and that chart can give us a technical advantage. But do know there's no guarantee we ever get back up to the prior all-time high around 74, 75 cents. And, even just with that being said, as you guys see price predictions, this is one of the things that drives me crazy online when I see some of these shorts and videos is people talk about, Dogecoin going to $50 or some crap like that. And one thing you have to always consider, just go to coinmarketcap.com. Look at the market cap and do the market cap calculations. So many channels, I don't know how they get away with this, but they never talk about market cap. If Dogecoin had a, what was it, $50 Dogecoin, that would be a $7 trillion Dogecoin, worth more than the top two stocks in Microsoft and Apple combined. So clearly that's a load of BS. Any of these alts, maybe at best, the last time Doge ran up to 74, 75 cents, guys, the market cap was around, I want to say 90 to 100 billion. So do keep that in mind. If you're thinking about Doge getting to $1.50 or something like that and being worth 200 billion, I have a hard time believing in that. Could it happen? Sure. But if you are waiting for that to happen, maybe at the very least, look to take some profits out at one of these fib levels. Maybe just you're buying money, so you're playing with house money, and that you're not investing more than you can afford to lose. By the way, to look at some of those targets, if you draw a fib from the prior high to low, take that fib off log scale, and you'll see these fib extensions. I could show you how well this works on some other stocks, like NVIDIA was hitting these fib extensions perfectly as resistance, coming back down, consolidating to the moving averages before going back up. But just right here, you take a look at this 1618 at $1.16. That would probably be around, I'm guessing right now, because we're going from 75. So $1.50 would be 200 billion. So maybe like, I don't know, around 150 billion right there. That would be a fib extension to watch for if you truly believe Doge is going to go up. And that's a way to look at some of these price targets for other alts, just so you know. Anyways, let's move on. Let's get moving here. Let's go to Link. And Link, let's zoom out a little bit, my God, and put this on auto. All right, Link, what do we see? Well, first of all, I was playing with some different fib extensions. Let me draw a new one, though. And from the prior high to the low, make sure we are on log because we're between the last high and low. And we got up to the 618 here around 21, 22 bucks and came down. And what we see right now with Link, maybe a good area to dollar cost average in. It came down to the 50 moving average on the weekly. I told you guys it's not a bad area. And the 100 week moving average, as well as this fib, the 382, at around 12 bucks and some change. So Link at some nice areas of dollar cost average in, probably hit the 200. Yep, hit the 200 and went underneath it on the daily. But again, we have these buy signals on the daily. Now all this is resistance, the 0.5, the 200-day, the 50, the 100-day. And, you can see here, we do have a lower high in the short term, a lot of lower highs. But then we did create this higher low. So we're kind of wedging up in here, and we'll see if Link can have a good bounce. But if you dollar cost average into Link, I would not blame you one bit. And Link, as far as market cap goes, number 16 crypto, 8.5 billion market cap. People have talked about Link maybe going to 200, something like that. And guys, I showed you how to find those fib extensions. Again, draw the fib from the height of the low, just like I showed you. Take it off log scale. And here we have two fibs, the 3618 at around 178 and the 4236 around 208. So those would be two areas macro-wise. I'm not going to do this for the rest of the altcoins, but two areas to watch for it. And that's how you can look for some of those targets. Obviously, not financial advice, but maybe consider taking profits to get back your initial investment, play with house money, and take out certain percentages because there's no guarantee with any of these alts. This is the Wild West. These altcoins really don't have tangible everyday use and utility. I know that's going to piss off some of you crypto nerds out there. And hey, I love crypto, but let's be honest, we're not using this in everyday life. And all the partnerships that are announced, a lot of it, is nonsense. Like I heard about one partnering with some headphone company. I'm like, okay, like that does nothing for me in the way that Amazon and Apple do, but I digress. Anyways, let's go to AVAX. I can hear some of you guys just punching the air at what I just said. So AVAX clearly as looking at extended price targets. So let's take this off log. And we are on the weekly. Cool. So AVAX looking kind of similar to Chainlink in some ways as far as the weekly sell-off. It's came down to the 50-week. Now is at the 0.5 fib. And we do have these higher lows and higher highs. So maybe we're still kind of bullish in here for AVAX. And yeah, maybe this isn't the worst time to dollar cost average in, get some good value. And right now it's right with on the candle, it's a little bit above, but right at the 200-day moving average. We have all this price structure, the fib. So yeah, if you like AVAX, it's one of your altcoins, and you're just looking to dollar cost average in at some deeper value, I don't think this is the worst time. Again, there's no guarantees. Things could always go lower. But if you're looking at areas of dollar cost average in, I don't think this is the worst time to put a little bit of money in just so you have skin in the game. But again, do your own research. Only invest into what you really like, love, research, and believe in. That way, hey, if you're investing, let's say you were investing here on one of these buy signals and you really like this moving average bounce right there. Anything you invest into, you really have to love it, man. And if you liked investing up here, then you should love investing at lower prices. Okay, that's why we spend time in the markets. It's more important than time in the markets. All you got to do is check charts once a week, for 5-10 minutes, and just pick out, I don't know, 4 or 5 altcoins. Really do your research, see what you feel comfortable putting your money into if you do decide to do that. But if you don't feel comfortable putting in more money as it gets lower, then I would argue you never really liked that asset or that altcoin, stock, whatever, to begin with. So, we're getting some lower price opportunities. And here at Market Psychology, we want to look for opportunities when there's fear, when things are oversold, when we're at these good levels. So, yes, it sucks to see the price of things that we have money in go down. And that also creates more time and opportunity to get more if you truly believe that things are going to go higher. So next, let's go to XRP, the one altcoin with the crypto community that has zero idea about market cap. So XRP to 10K, you'll see videos on YouTube talking about 10,000 XRP, which is total nonsense. We've talked about this before. Let me go back here. Again, look at the market cap. XRP is not going to have a $500 trillion market cap, 5 times the global GDP. Let's get back to the chart here. You've heard it before. But XRP, look at this, how it's hitting these fibs. It's come down. Got down to the 236, and now it's coming back up to the 382. Not looking as great for an altcoin. This one did great. I want to say in like 2018. I want to say it was 2018. We're looking at the damn chart. Why don't I just look here? Yeah, 2018 is when it was really running up. It's a great time to have XP. This chart goes back even further, by the way. But I didn't pull up the right chart to look at that. But anyways, we're looking here. We have all these moving averages converging. We do have lower highs overall, technically speaking. And we do have, yep, we do have technically a lower low macro-wise here too. So, hey, if you like XRP, it's at the 200 week. It's in low, deep value. Great area to dollar cost average in. Again, there's no guarantees in crypto, but if XRP is something you've researched enough that you really love it and believe in it, this is not a bad time to dollar cost average in. But again, there's no guarantees or promises it's ever going to get back up to these levels. So crypto, more risky market. You're taking your own risks here. And yeah, hey, if XRP was something I loved, I would be hard pressed not to dollar cost average in here. I would. But it's not one of my favorite altcoins personally. But if it is for you, hey, I hope you make good money off it. Next, let's take a look at Solana, one of the top altcoins, maybe the top altcoin outside of Ethereum this next bull cycle, should we get one. Solana got up here to this. We are clearly not on log scale. My God. All right, let's put this on log. So Solana nearly got up to the prior all-time highs back here at around 264. Got up to 209, came down, hit the 20 week as well as the 786 fib. And let's go to the daily. And as you can see, the daily got to the 786 fib and rested pretty nicely. But again, we have lower lows, lower highs. If Solana can't bounce or really get through this 50-day moving average and just creates another lower high, it's possible that we could be coming down here to test the 200-day moving average. I think this is all going to depend on Bitcoin, whether or not Bitcoin can also show a change in trend too, because if Bitcoin can't, and if it is a lower high, the next area to watch for, in my opinion, next big area, 200-day moving average, and the structure, around 52, 53,000, something to look for, in my opinion. So anyways, Cardano, also an altcoin that's been around since the 2017 days. Cardano under the daily moving average, we're down at the 236, underneath the 382, got up to the 0.5, came back down. And if we go to the weekly, man, we got all the convergences of moving averages. And at the very least, you can see on the weekly, we have a higher low there. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, we have this higher low here. So hopefully Cardano, if you are in Cardano, can kind of settle here around this low 40-cent level. If Cardano is, again, if this is an altcoin you like and love and have done research, I don't think this is a bad time to get in. I really don't. Could it go lower? Sure. But let's take a look at some of these monthly buy signals we have. Monthly, it's so rare to get these, especially after the big sell-off. These candles got up, at least this one on this monthly buy signal, got up even higher than where we are now. So this is, outside of these 3 monthly buy signals, this is right now the 4th best time to get in. Maybe you look for more confirmation on the weekly. You're looking for a green candle and a green buy signal. Sure. But if you dollar cost average in a little bit right now, I don't think it's the worst time. Even if things got lower, let's say Cardano did get under the 41-cent level, then you would be, I would be watching these areas here, how we create higher lows, maybe an area around, 32 cents, something like that, if it got underneath here. But again, I don't think this is the worst. This isn't the worst time to get in my opinion, because, should we get another alt season and Cardano gets up to, let's just say $1.70 or $3, you're not going to care. You're not going to care if you got it at 45 cents or 30 cents with that type of a gain. Should it get there? No promises, as I've said before. MATIC. We have 3 more, MATIC, DOT, and ICP. MATIC. All right, so MATIC here at the 200 week moving average, it is right on it. And in my opinion, again, I think this is a great area to dollar cost average in. We also have the 382 fib that it's on right now. So let's go to the daily. What do we see? Yeah, the daily, you can really see how it's battling to get back above the 382. And on the daily, like to confirm to me that we're really bullish here, not only would we have to start closing above the 382, but get above these moving averages. So if you wanted to wait for more confirmation, you could wait for MATIC to be around 88 cents and to stay up there. Obviously, we have the next fib here at the 0.5. You can see how, fibs can reject too. But yeah, MATIC, not the worst time the dollar cost average in if you believe in it. In my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. All right, DOT. Let's take a look at DOT. And yeah, similar to MATIC, we have these moving averages acting as resistance on the daily. Got to get above those. And if we got above about that $8 mark, to me, that's showing a possible reversal in the trend here. And right now it's at the 50-week moving average, but, went down so much, the hundreds above it. You see how that 100 was rejected before. So it's at that nice moving average, at this nice fib. Worst area to, not the worst area to dollar cost average into. So there we have DOT. And guys, I'll tell you something. Last time all these altcoins were running up like this, people were more than happy to buy in, and there was a lot of excitement. But now that we've come down, nowhere near the same excitement. And people were thinking we were never going to get another opportunity, that, Bitcoin broke the former all-time high, got above 70,000. People are thinking we were never going to have this deep value again. And right now you're getting some value on alts. So, you got to put your money where your mouth is. If you really want to capitalize on the opportunities, there are some out there. Last, let's take a look at ICP, which I do track. ICP, this one's weird to chart. I just drew the fib from the very first sell signal that we had. But again, you can't even go from up here because the market cap doesn't make sense. It has some weird charting going on. This probably isn't the best chart. So we'll just go by moving averages here. It's in between the 100 and the 50 week moving average. Let's go to the daily, and you can see here a nice bounce off the 200 and came back up to the 100 and is fighting to get back through there. Can't see, yes, we are having higher lows, but we are also having lower highs. So we are, creating this sort of wedge pattern, if you will, in here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, by the time ICP gets somewhere in here, in my opinion, it's going to have a big move up or down one way or the other. I would hope up, personally, and I'd love to see ICP get above this $21 level. It was really exciting, and then I saw this fib. I was like, oh God, please get through it, and it didn't. Let me make sure this fib's on log. Good. So, if it did get above that $21 level, I think alt season would really be starting to kick up into high gear. Right now, the overall markets, stocks, crypto, we're in a correction phase. And it makes sense because a lot of things have been running up really hot, really fast since last November. And so we all knew a correction was coming. And even still, hey, if you believe in the 4-year cycle for crypto, or if you believe in that we're going to get a cycle top, later this year, whichever, it doesn't matter. If you believe that crypto is going to have another cycle top in these red areas, 150K Bitcoin, maybe 200K Bitcoin, something like that, then guys, you can see on the charts today, these are some good opportunities to buy in. No guarantee it doesn't go lower. It might. But at the very least, I think these are some good dollar cost average areas to look into. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I haven't put out one of these Coinbase videos in a while because I was a little bit sick. Had an animal I needed, or a pet that I needed to take to the vet. Had some serious health issues. Everyone's doing better, doing good. But yeah, that's why obviously all those things in life take priority. And just doing this for fun and trying to share some good knowledge with you guys. So hope you enjoyed the video. If there are any altcoins you want me to take a look at on Coinbase, Robinhood, or even stocks, comment below. And yeah, enjoy your Sunday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.